Okay, my friends, welcome to Hacking Self Storage. It's Friday, woohoo! And it's Friday as well. It's been a very, very special day because we are going to beat Scotland tonight in the Euros. Woohoo! Sorry, Scottish fans. I know that we've got quite a few Scottish listeners as well, but no. I'm joking. I absolutely love football. I really, really get passionate about it. And yeah, it's going to be a great day. Whatever happens, you know what? Whatever happens. If we lose, I'm going to be absolutely devastated. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. And at the time of this recording, I don't actually know what the result of the first Scottish game is because I'm recording it. They kick off at 2 p.m. on Monday. I'm recording this at 9 a.m. Monday. So good. I want you guys to do well. I want Scotland to come out the groups as well. But I want England to do better, obviously. So yeah, enjoy it, embrace it, guys, because days like this don't come around very often. I just can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. Anyway, for you non-football fans, let's get onto the storage. So today, what are we talking about? We are talking, I get so many questions about who coaches me and what I get out of them, who my mentors are. And so I want to go through it. I'm going to tell you a lot of coaches, some of my coaches don't like giving away who their coaches are. And I'm like, why? It's ridiculous. And one of them actually said, it's a guy called James Franco. He actually said that, what? So you want to bypass me and go to somebody else and go to my coach? Well, I don't think it's like that because my coaches will give, like James Franco, they'll give James gives me something that his coach probably couldn't do. It's his personality as well. So yeah, who coaches me? Right. So my number one coach is, well, I've got it. First of all, it's my dad. Because I would never ever be where I am without watching my dad do deals and buy caravans, sell caravans. He used to have caravan sites. And so firstly, I would never ever be where I am now without my dad. And I always ring him up, bounce ideas off him. I might not necessarily agree with his ideas or what his thought process is, but I want to know what his opinion is because he's been there, he's seen it, he's done it, he's exited for 7 figures of a company. So why wouldn't I utilize that unbelievable set of knowledge there? So first of all, my number one coach is my dad. And I get so much out of that relationship. I'm very, very fortunate, very, very lucky. Love you, Dad. And so, yeah, number one is my dad. And I feel as though we don't, because here's the saying, a prophet isn't appreciated in his own village. And so what that means is that, like my family don't see me as this businessman in terms of my aunties, uncles, etc. They see me as that snotty-nosed little teenager who was always getting in trouble and stuff like that. Because they've known me all the way through my life, so it's difficult to see somebody in a different light. So I don't think that many people appreciate the mum and dad, even if they're not successful in terms of business or monetary. They've still had a lifetime of knowledge, of information. So we need to tap into that. The older generation have been there, seen it, and done it. And I don't think that we ask the older generation enough of advice. Like my grandma, listening to my grandma speak is absolutely phenomenal. I love it because she's been through a world war. Can you imagine that? Going through a world war? And when I was talking to her, she was like telling me that they didn't know if I was going to wake up in the morning because the bomb sirens were going off, and when they went out in the morning, didn't know what was blown up, what one. I'm like, holy moly, what are we worried about? We're worried about, I don't even know what we're worried about. How much square foot we get? It's incredible. So just listening to the older generation is phenomenal. So tap into that resource. You've got massive resources. If you are lucky enough to have your parents and your grandparents, tap into that more because we're so bloody lucky. Right, so number one is my dad. Number two is Dan Bradbury. I'll be honest, when I first met Dan Bradbury, I read his book first of all, Breeding Gazelles. Unbelievable book. You must read it. And when I first read that book, I was like, oh my God, who is this guy? Who I'm going to look him up. And he was a guy from England. I was like, right, I've got to do whatever I can to work with him. So I was doing a skills day. So basically, he does training. So it's basically his sales funnel to get you into the mastermind sales trade. The skills days. He does like marketing. He does sales. He does all different things, and he gets experts to come in. And this one I was going in was about accountancy. And then what he tries to do, obviously he tries to sell you up to the mastermind because that's where his main money is. And then from a mastermind, it's private coaching. I'm his private coach. I pay 30 grand a year for a one-on-one meeting every other week. And so I went there first of all, and I'm going to be honest, it was a really good day. I was at my comfort zone. I didn't really understand figures like I don't understand them now. I understood figures in terms of KPIs, but I didn't understand accountancy. And so it put me out my comfort zone, and I realized that the magic happens outside your comfort zone. So therefore, I wanted to make sure that I was at my comfort zone and more and more. And so the only reason I could do that was be part of his mastermind. I think it was 18 grand for his private mastermind. We meet up once a quarter and we go through exactly what's happening in our business and show our figures, management accounts. We have profit and loss statements. We have balance sheets. We have cash flow log, everything. And we go through them all. And somebody says, Dean, you're not seeing this. Da, 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 da. If I'm honest, I don't get a great benefit out of that anymore. The masterminds, in terms of sitting around talking to different people about my business, purely because business it's quite stable. It's quite stable, it's self-storage. So I go like, well, you had a good month? Yeah, quarter. Yeah, it's been a great quarter. But what I do get phenomenal value out is talking to Dan Bradbury. And when I first went in there, my first ever meeting, I'll be honest, Dan absolutely tore shreds off me and my business. And I was like, holy shit. I was going back home thinking, what a wanker, what a wanker, what a wanker. Dan's a wanker, Dan's a wanker. I was driving home really mad. I was like 4 hours driving back home. And then the more and more I thought about it, the next day I was like, yeah, he's still a wanker, but he had a good point. And I was thinking, Mama, oh yeah, he had a good point there as well, but he's still a wanker. And as the days went on, I was like, holy shit, he's not a wanker. He's absolutely called me out on my bullshit. He's been absolutely fantastic. Sorry, there's a car coming. 1 second. I'm just going to pause this now to make sure that we don't get interrupted. 1 second. Hey, I'm back. So it was a Tesco man, and I'm going to leave the wife to deal with Tesco man. I'm going to do it later. So I've told Dan this. I was like, oh. First, it went from being annoyed with him to thinking, actually, this guy knows what he's talking about, and this guy is calling me out on my bullshit. And oh yeah, I still don't like him, but yeah, he's brilliant. And then the more and more I've gone, the more and more I've learned about him, the more and more he's learned about me. I actually probably, it's like, I said it before, it's like friendship. And I know Dan was like, we're not friends. Dan, you're my friend, all right? And so, yeah, number one is Dan. I get a lot out of him. And the reason I get a lot out of him, the last meeting we had, it was fantastic. He actually said to me, and I know I'm going on a little bit on a tangent, but this bit's important. So he said, storage, you can stop working now, Dean. You can work an hour a day, an hour a week for the rest of your life, and you can be financially sound. You will make, we'll make £500,000 from this point forward. And so £500,000 is a good standard of living for anybody. However, it's not where I want to be. And he said, I understand that. I appreciate it because you're an entrepreneur, and that's what us entrepreneurs want. We want to build. And you want to go somewhere. You want to, it's fantastic. However, your job is to not fuck things up. I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, because he said, Dean, if you do nothing, you win at life. You win financial life. If you do something, you could fuck it up. So your biggest job is to not fuck it up. I was like, yeah, that's good. You're right. And what Dan does for me, again, something he said in the last call we had was that Dan actually said to me that what was it now? It's like runners. When you see runners, they're the people who don't need to go for a run. The people who are bigger, you see, they aren't running. But why are runners running? Because they want to continue being able to run, to go for a run, to be in shape, to be fit. The people who go to the gym probably don't need to go to the gym because they're already in shape. Obviously, to keep it, you need to go to the gym. And it's Dan's a multi-millionaire, earning 7 figures a year just from his coaching, let alone his businesses. And he said that it was a small figure, like it was a small investment, so let's say £1,000. It was a small figure, and he actually rang up his mentor and says, listen, I want to buy this. What do you think? It's £1,000. And he said, the reason why I do that, Dean, is to keep these muscles tight. I don't want to be losing money. I don't want to be wasting money. And I know that I've got a tendency to do that. And so that's why I ring up, yes, could I afford it? Of course I can. Could I afford to burn £1,000? Of course I could. However, I need to make sure that I keep these muscles tight and I keep looking at the pounds, because if I don't, then I know it can get away with me. And I love that. And that's Dan's job for me, because I know that I see things more positively than I probably should do most of the time. Like if I see an opportunity, it goes, oh yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, bloody hell. And then I started a box company the other day. I'm like, just hold your horses, Dean, hold your horses. and I need to calm down. That's what I need to do. And it's Dan's job. So I take every deal to Dan. Every self-storage I'm looking at, I take it to Dan and say, look, here's the figures, here's the facts. What are I seeing? So what Dan does for me is it's like blinkers. He widens my vision. He allows me to see things that I wouldn't normally see because I'm so positive, because I want to get to there. And instead of going small steps, baby steps, I want to run to that point, but I can't. And so I need someone like Dan in my corner, because he is more, he gets annoyed with me when I say he's risk averse, because he said, I'm not risk averse. I just want to weigh up every single angle. I'm more than happy taking risk if I know it's a calculated risk. Where me, I would more often run into something and not see all angles. So Dan basically helps me see all angles. So that's my business coach. And so he's really, really good for me. I need somebody like that. He's worth every single penny of £30,000 just to keep me on the straight and narrow, because I know my faults. And my faults can be that I can run into something and I can lose. If I make a mistake, if I open somewhere, do you know what? It could cost me six figures. Well, the one that we're looking at opening now is going to be £400,000 cash flow that I need to open it, which is fine. However, if I make a mistake, that's going to hurt. That 400,000 is going to hurt me. And so I need to be careful. And so I need someone like Dan in my corner. Right. So that's my business coach. So also James Franco. James Franco's, I'm no longer in his mastermind anymore. However, he's been very, very much helpful during my life and my career. It's more about membership sites. And so that is something that was good for me. Dave Davies is another one for storage. Again, it's because I'm inside the jar. You're inside the jar in your own business. And sometimes you can't read the label. You can't see what's straight in front of you. You need other people. You need other people's perspective to see things that you can't see. And so with Dave, I like his angles because I can't see something. He will be able, or maybe he might reaffirm something. He came with me for a day looking at different shops and areas and potential. And in the end, we decided not to go for it. And it was in, like I've already spoke about, it's in Rochdale. Dave thought parts of it were good, but the one underlining thing that I got from Dave is that he said to me, the amount of pound per square foot that you're putting down in your figures, I don't think you'll get that. I think it'll be less than £17 per square foot. I think it'll be £15.50 or £16. How does that work with your figures? So I looked at it and I thought, yeah, do you know what? It probably doesn't work for me. It probably doesn't work with that. So that, again, it widens your scope of vision. It doesn't matter if you think you're best, if you think you know better than somebody else. For me, it might cost, say, a day every day, £1,000. I can't even remember what it is, so don't quote me on that. I have no idea what it is now. And I get someone to pay it. Excuse me. And I might not, Dave might be telling me something that I already know all the way through. And there might be just one nugget, one thing that he said, and I thought, aha, like, Dean, you're not going to get £17 per square foot. You might get £15.50. I'm like, brilliant. Do you know what? That's been worth £1,000. That's been worth the investment. And don't look at coaches. Please don't look at coaches as a cost. It's not a cost. It's an investment. Your coaches are always an investment. But so many people, it drives me mad, will not get a coach. Like my sister's in Boutique. The big one thing, if they're a TP hire company, one thing that I would do straight away, if I was my sister, I would find somebody who's been in the industry, done it, seen it, and I would pay them to come in and tell me how I can streamline, how I can improve my business. That's what I do. And I would recommend anybody out there to get a coach. Anybody listening, it doesn't matter what level you're at, you can always get a mentor. There's always mentors out there for you. If you're the richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos, then he's got mentors. But he's the richest man in the world. But you've still got mentors. Anne Ballard is absolutely amazing. Do you know what? She's radiant. I absolutely love this lady. She is fantastic, and I can't wait to buy her an iced tea next time I see her. I don't think I've ever actually seen her face to face. It cost me £2,000 to work with her. She looked at my business and went through it with a fine-tooth comb and told me where we can improve. There's obviously, with all these mentors, by the way, there's obviously things you're going to say, nah, do you know what? I don't agree with. There's loads of things. Bloody hell, Dave. There's loads of things I don't agree with Dave on. But then there's loads of things I didn't agree with Anne Ballard on. Dan Bradbury, holy shit. There's lots of things I don't agree with him on as well. but you take it on board and it widens your vision, it widens your perspective. And that's why it's so important, crucial, in fact, to have these in your life. So there's 3 big mentors for me. I'm not really including James Franco anymore, although he's been a big influence on my life. Who else is he? Obviously my dad, that's 4. AJ Osborne, I'm in his mastermind. How did I forget about that? I'm in his mastermind in America about storage. And yes, a lot of the things the Americans talk about don't. It's not directly relatable to us. But again, if I just get one nugget of growth, one nugget of a gem, of an idea, of knowledge, then it's worth it. It's worth my cost. So I pay every single month, and it's 4 figures for that mastermind, 4 figures every single month. I've got a little bit of a discount, but only because I was in it when it first launched. To be in it now, it is £1,000 a month, but it's worth it. It's worth it for me because that one difference, that one knowledge, it doesn't just make a difference to that one time. It compounds month on month on month. That one little bit of sales process, where I'm going to take a £5,000 sales course soon, and they might not teach me anything, but they might just teach me that one little thing, and that £5,000 then it is worth an absolute fortune to me moving forward in my business, because we're going to use that nugget for years and years and years, and then it'll just compound. It compounds. Knowledge compounds over time. But so many people are unwilling to invest in themselves, which I cannot believe that people are unwilling to invest in themselves. You've got to be willing to invest in yourself, because it's the best investment you'll ever make. You can take that knowledge to other industries, to other businesses, even just to this one business. It is so worth it. So they're my main mentors. So we've got my dad, we've got Dan Bradbury, we've got Dave Davies, we've got Ann Ballard, and we've got AJ Osborne. The 5 biggest influences on me, right? I'm trying to think if there's anybody in storage or else, because I get, by the way, if I get so many people's opinions on storage, because I'm not one of these people who think, do you know what? I've seen it all. I've been to America. I've spoken at the conferences. I know it all now. That is so far from the truth. You can get so many nuggets from other people. And so it's always worth talking to other people in the industry as well, because you will get nuggets, you'll get information. And even if people who are just coming into the industry as well, you can learn from them, because they're coming in at the industry with fresh eyes, with something new. And that is so important as well. Loads of people have been asking me for mentorship as well. And if I work one-on-one with people, I can't do that. I can't work one-on-one with people because it's not worth my time. I don't mean that disrespect. It isn't worth my time. If I'm my job is to build and grow this business, and yes, I love doing that. There is a potential for me. I still haven't decided yet. I have been asked about a mastermind, UK's first storage mastermind. I'm considering it, but I just don't know, because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it the best goddamn mastermind for self-storage on the planet. Without a shadow of doubt, it will be the best on the planet, and everybody will get value for the money. And so I'm not going to do it half-assed. If I do it, I do it all in. And I do it because I'm going to learn as well. I'm going to educate myself. I'm going to surround myself with the people. I'm not saying that only high net worth individuals. No, because it's not like that. But you've got to be the correct person. It's got to be the correct environment. We've got to have the correct people around us. It's the power of masterminds. I wouldn't be living in this house if it wasn't for Dan Bradbury's mastermind. My dream house. I've got an artificial football pitch in the back garden, 17 meters by 10 meters. I wouldn't have that if it wasn't for the power of masterminds. I wouldn't have this man cave, this office, if it wasn't for the power of masterminds. They are crucial. I know that people get a lot out of it, but it's been on my to-do list for a long, long time. Am I doing it or not? What does it look like? And how many people would be interested? How many people is it for? I know straight away, without even thinking, there's 4 people who would definitely, that 4 people have asked specifically for a mastermind. Other people have asked for private coaching. I can't do one-on-one. We just haven't got the time. I haven't got the bandwidth. And so if we do it, you know, as you can see now, I'm thinking, one way or another, I will make a decision very, very soon. And if it's a goer, I'll let everybody know, because people have been emailing me, asking me about it. And I don't know. it first came from Jerry Alexander, who actually mentioned, have you thought about a mastermind, Dean? I was like, no. And he said, well, you really should. I've got a mastermind in commercial real estate, and you should definitely have one in self-storage. And I was like, nah, not really bothered. And then obviously it's Jerry, you planted that little seed inside my head. You planted that little seed, and it's interesting. I don't even know what I'm talking about now. I don't know. I'll think about it, and we'll go from there. But it could be fantastic. It could be amazing. I'm getting quite excited about it because surrounded by people who love self-storage, other business owners that want to talk self-storage, or even management of business of self-storage, just a self-storage mastermind talking about self-storage. It does get me excited, but do we have the time? Because I spend a lot of time traveling now, trying to find new sites. We'll see. Look, I've got a smile on my face. I'm really excited by it. Anyway, guys, I've got a lot to do today. I'm actually going to, when I'm recording this, I'm actually going to a mastermind myself. I'm paying £10,000 for 1 day. Yes, 1 day. I think I've mentioned it already on this podcast. Yeah, I'm going down to Bournemouth. I'm with Dan Bradby's there. And he's not taking the mastermind. It's somebody else who's taking the mastermind, a guy called Richard. Never heard of him before, but Dan says, Dean, this is an investment that you need to make. And I'm like, all right, I'm there. And it's all about buying property, making sure we buy our next. And by the way, the beauty about the self-storage mastermind is that everything I learn, I spend well over £75,000 a year on masterminds, on courses. Everything that I learn, I can give to other people as well. So you don't have to spend 75 grand. I spend the £10,000 mastermind. I'm so excited by this. So because I don't know what to expect. I'm nervous as hell. I'm certainly going to be the dumbest person in the room. But that means I'm in the right room. If you're the dumbest person in the room, you're in the right room. So that for me is going to be incredible to feel the nerves, feel insignificant, feel like, I don't know, I'm going to feel complete out of my comfort zone. 100%. However, I know that I'm going to learn some amazing stuff, and I'm going to network with some high value people. And everybody's a millionaire there. So it'll be absolutely incredible. Right. So hopefully you got something out of this. To finish on, I know I've rambled on a little bit here, and I do apologize. I'm a bit excited by this mastermind and stuff, and a bit excited about football, and life is good. And yeah, but the biggest takeaway is please invest in yourself, because that knowledge is the best investment you'll ever make. You can carry it around with you forever. It compounds. So invest in yourself, get masterminds, reach out to people who are smarter than you, or one step ahead of you, or just have a different way of looking at certain things than you, because there's value there, there's gold there. If you just get a different way of seeing a situation, because every situation, every problem, there's a solution. So yeah, I can't honestly recommend it enough. Find a mastermind. Check out Dan Bradby's mastermind. I think that is absolute gold for people. For me, it's one of the best investments I've ever made. Probably, yeah. Anyway, so thanks to my dad, thanks to Dan Bradby, thanks to Dave Davies, thanks to Anne Ballard, thanks to AJ Osborne. And if I haven't mentioned you in this podcast and I've spoken to you, obviously, and I've asked your advice on storage, then please don't take offense, because there's so many people I've taken advice from in self-storage. There's so many great individuals who are willing to give up their time in this industry. And yeah, it's a very, very great industry. We're very lucky. We're very blessed. And so thank you, everybody. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you for listening. Right. Come on, England. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. See you soon. Bye.